Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Where is Sam Carver on the latest episode of Chicago Fire? Chicago Fire is going to contend with a lot over the new few episodes. The show is going to navigate the emotional fallout of a traumatic death, and welcome back one of its most beloved characters for a tense investigation into a close call on the job. There's not going to be a shortage of drama. There will, however, be a shortage of Sam Carver, Jake Lockett, screen time. The character is nowhere to be found in Too Late, nor will he be present in the next few episodes that follow. Why? What gives? Well, the good news is that Carver is not fired. The bad news is that Carver's absence is self-inflicted. The firefighter chose to walk away from 51 in the episode bar time. He closed out the episode by confronting Stella Kidd, Miranda Ray Mayo, and telling her that he needed some time away. He admitted that he was struggling with his alcoholism and realized he could only stay sober on the job. He decided to enter rehab. It's why he'd been taking overnight shifts at other firehouses when he wasn't working 51. It was an effective fix for a little bit, but Carver's argument with Violet McCamey, Hanako Greensmith, made him realize that he would need to make a change. It was a tough scene to get through, especially given the sweet note Carver left behind for Violet. There's an underlying concern that Carver is done for good. We don't think that is the case, but he is coming back. Violet alludes to the character's return during Too Late. She admits that she is missing her former fling more than she expected to. "I really miss Carver," she told Ritter, Daniel Kire. "Like, more than I thought I could." Violet is currently in a relationship, but Ritter and Lila Novak, Jocelyn Houdin, are able to clock the fact that she still isn't over her troubled ex. Carver's replacement is a floater named Chippy. He's a nice enough guy, but he's not Carver, and his presence only serves as a reminder of how much his presence is valued in the firehouse. Chippy will be the guy until Carver returns, which, as Kidd points out during the episode, is not going to be for a little bit. "I doubt we'll hear anything until after he gets out of rehab," she asserted. "It's not the answer we want to hear, per se, but at least there's an understanding that the character will be coming back." In the latest episode of Chicago Fire Season 13, Episode 15, titled Too Close, Sam Carver continues to navigate the complexities of his personal and professional life at Firehouse 51. While the episode primarily focuses on Stella Kidd and Kelly Severide as they anticipate significant news, Carver's journey is subtly interwoven, reflecting his ongoing development within the team. Carver has been on a path of self-improvement, addressing his struggles with alcohol addiction. In episode 13, Born of Fire, he attended meetings to confront his issues, marking a pivotal step toward personal growth. This commitment to sobriety has influenced his interactions with colleagues, particularly Violet McCamey. After a period of tension, they agreed to rebuild their friendship, indicating Carver's desire to mend relationships and solidify his place within the firehouse. In episode 15, Carver's role is more understated, yet his presence remains integral to the team's dynamics. His continued participation in support meetings demonstrates his dedication to overcoming personal challenges, which in turn enhances his reliability as a firefighter. This personal growth allows him to contribute more effectively during emergency responses, reinforcing the trust his teammates place in him. As Firehouse 51 faces various emergencies and internal changes, Carver's steady progress serves as a testament to his resilience. His journey underscores the theme that personal struggles, when confronted with determination, can lead to professional strength and deeper camaraderie among team members. While Too Close centers on Kidd and Severide's storyline, Carver's ongoing development continues to enrich the narrative, highlighting the multifaceted lives of the firefighters at Firehouse 51. Sam Carver checked into the rehab facility on a damp Tuesday morning, his duffel bag slung over one shoulder, his hands shaking just slightly at his sides. He had done the drive himself, past the endless stretches of Pennsylvania pines, winding up into the hills where the roads narrowed and cell service flickered in and out. It felt like a different world, a place where time moved slower, and the air held a certain heaviness, thick with the smell of pine and damp earth. The receptionist at the front desk greeted him with the kind of warmth that unnerved him. He wasn't used to kindness that didn't come with a catch. Welcome to Willow Ridge Recovery, Mr. Carver. We're glad you're here. Sam nodded, swallowing hard. He wasn't sure if he was glad to be here. He wasn't sure of anything anymore. A counselor named Lisa led him down a long hallway, past soft beige walls and framed photos of peaceful landscapes. The scent of lavender lingered in the air. He'd seen this kind of place before. The brochures always promised serenity, healing, a fresh start. He wasn't naive enough to believe in any of that yet. His room was small but comfortable, clean white sheets, a sturdy wooden desk, a window that looked out over a quiet courtyard. He tossed his bag onto the bed and sat at the edge, rubbing his temples. The silence here was unnerving. No traffic, no sirens, no background hum of a television playing in a bar somewhere. Just stillness. Orientation starts in an hour, Lisa told him. No pressure, but I'd recommend attending. Helps to get settled in. Sam nodded again, the lump in his throat growing tighter. He had spent years running from the kind of emotions that were now bubbling to the surface, clawing at his chest. He had drowned them in whiskey, numbed them with pills, laughed them off in smoky bars, but now there was nowhere to run. When the hour passed, he found himself sitting in a circle of strangers, their eyes filled with varying degrees of pain, resignation, and maybe, just maybe, hope. The counselor leading the group, a man in his late 50s with kind eyes and a calming voice, introduced himself as Greg. Welcome, everyone. I know that being here isn't easy, but you made the choice to walk through those doors, and that means something. Sam let his gaze drift to the floor, his fingers picking at the hem of his sweatshirt. He had spent years convincing himself he was in control, that he could quit whenever he wanted, that he didn't need help. But if that were true, he wouldn't be here, sitting in this circle, his insides twisted with a mix of shame and exhaustion. One by one, the others spoke. A woman in her 40s named Melissa, whose hands never stopped moving, twisting and untwisting the sleeves of her cardigan as she spoke about the kids she was trying to win back. A young guy named Ethan, barely 21, whose voice shook as he admitted he didn't remember a single birthday in the last 5 years. A grizzled man named Henry, who said he'd been sober once before but lost it all again. When it was Sam's turn, his throat tightened. Words failed him. I don't know what to say, he admitted finally, his voice hoarse. I guess I just got tired of everything. Greg nodded, his gaze steady. That's enough for today. That night, Sam lay awake staring at the ceiling, the unfamiliar quiet pressing in around him. He wanted to believe in what this place offered, but belief had never been his strong suit. He thought about the people he had let down, the bridges he had burned, the opportunities he had squandered. The weight of it all sat heavy on his chest. In the morning there was no whiskey to take the edge off, no numbing escape. Just another day stretching ahead of him, and the terrifying, unfamiliar possibility that maybe, just maybe, he could start over.